the total e-commerce market for the UAE was $115 million. Okay, and 2021, still we have a few months to cross. We already crossed $162 million.
Hi everyone, welcome to the new episode of Live Satwiko Talks. So viewers, today we have with us Mr. Amit Balecha from the UAE, who is the founder of International Trade Foods Dubai. After working with various large corporates in the international business, including Dabur and a few others, he then started ITF. He is also the advisory member with Global Food and Retail Network and the founder of Concept to Consume, having presence across various parts of the world. He then completed his Master in Economics from India and an executive program from the IIFT. So it is lovely to have you on this session, Amitji.
Thank you.
Awesome. So let's start this. So, I mean, you have spent a long time in Dubai now. So if you can tell us something about the food and beverage sector in the UAE, and why is the UAE market conducive for a growing food brand?
Dhaval, UAE is for all brands which either coming from India, either coming from any part of the world, it is a global showcase. Because when you consider the UAE is not like a single nationality kind of thing. Here you will find people from Southeast Asia, people from Europe, people from different part of the world. So when you are introducing any product in the UAE, basically not introducing to the one country, you are introducing the product to the whole globes. So it is a global showcase, and according to that, the one have to understand what to be present in this market. So it is when you are introducing the product, it could be target segmenting to the Indian community, it could be targeted segmented to the European community, or it could be like the global product. So this is a basic of UAE market for any food brands. And in terms of if you say the numbers, so last 2 years is the numbers where the other market, it's different. So I will just give you idea how it was previous and how it is current and how it is going. So in 2018, the total UAE food and beverage and fresh food market was close to $13.8 billion. Okay. Now it come down to $11.9 billion in this 2021. But now with the coming Expo 2020 and the UAE government is putting a lot of efforts to recovering in a very quick phase. So in 2025, they had given the target for the $22 billion for the food and beverage section. So this is UAE in the food and beverage, and it is again, it's a playground for any brand to come and taste how he could perform in the global markets.
Sure. Awesome. So, I mean, if you can throw some light on the demographics as to approximately how much is the per capita income of an average person in the UAE, and what kind of average spend does a consumer plan on the food?
So, if you see again, when we talk about the 2019 numbers, so 2019 UAE is one of the highest per capita income in the global level. So it is close to $39,875 per person. So it is one of the highest in the world, and total consumption on the food is not that much. But because the food is not very expensive here.
Right.
Food, you could get your food in the $2, and you could get your food around the $200 as well.
Right.
So per average per consumption per person here for the food, there is something around $850 to $1,000 for the family of the 2 to 3 peoples.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much reasonable, right? I mean, in terms of if you look at an average person.
Yeah.
Got it. So, I mean, we have often heard this that luxury is the basic necessity in the UAE. So how important is the fancy packaging or maybe some compelling features of the product which attract the consumers towards a brand?
So again, when we are talking about this, the topic, so as we all learned in our the management courses, that packaging is a silent salesman.
Yeah.
Okay? So and like the when the person moving out of the shelf or like the moving in any categories section in any supermarket, he just spent 3.38 seconds to view your product, and that is a time like the when you have to tell the entire story. So here in current situation, I feel that the packaging is should be like a shiny luxury and all, but today like the market is towards more toward the conceptual packaging.
Sure.
Market is moving toward the eco-friendly packagings.
Mm-hmm.
Market is moving toward the way the consumer is getting a quick look on the packaging and getting all the benefits in that. So in like the now like the e-packs also comes.
Right.
The e-packs is the packs like the way like the somebody is putting a very simple craft kind of packaging, craft paper kind of packaging, and there is a one like the only QR barcode. Whether like this new generation they go and just scan the QR code, and that will give you like the entire information. So things are changing pretty much here as well, as per the market dynamics, as per the market situation. But yes, it is a 3.38 second times where you have to convince your consumer to stop and look.
Well said.
For that, whatever like you have to create, whatever you have to come with the innovative ideas, innovative brand, innovative taglines, anything which could stop your consumer, that required here as well.
Right. Well, I personally like this word called conceptual packaging, which you used just now. If you can throw some more light on that.
I just give you example of the conceptual packaging. If you see, there's a like I just give you like the Indian brands example to you.
Sure.
Then you have a look on that. So there's a brand called Roasty Tasty from India. Okay. So they had come with like the product packaging where like it's a can. Okay. And because like it's a new generation and it's a can. So they are making the product only Roasty Tasty. And first thing is that they are showing what is like the health benefits on that. So that is a like a where, and other the conceptual packaging is that like now we've seen the like the products are coming in the packaging, packagings are coming in the like the product shapes. So I seen the like the now the khakra packagings are coming look like it's a live khakra on the shelf, open khakra on the shelf.
Oh wow!
And I just give you one more example which I've seen recently in India. Some company had introducing the salt in India. You could also see that that's very nice packaging. The brand is Loom.
Okay.
From Kutch. So now the deco printing had come in the place in the market. Before we were using the CMYK printings, so making the colors. Now deco printing had come in the place. So where like you could get a like a more attractive packaging and color. And so these are the like the some of the like the facts that which we could see. And whenever you will be next year, I will take you like the more toward the stores to show you the like the more toward the conceptual packaging.
Sure, that would be awesome. Great. So I came across a recent survey sometime back, and it cited that more than 31%. So they have increased their online spending by 31% as far as offline and online is concerned. So what is your take on that? What is the shift in shift which is happening in Dubai also from, let's say, offline to online? And what is your take on that?
I tell you, I shifted to Dubai in 2015-16.
Okay.
That time there was like the two major players in the e-commerce. That was the Souq.com and Noon.com.
Right.
Okay. And that was a situation same like the how we were in 2012, 2013, the like the Flipkart and Snapdeal. You remember like the Flipkart has started with like that kids site like that to buy like anything online is a kids like the game. That was the situation in 2015-16 here. But in 2018, the big booms comes here when Amazon had took over the Souq.com.
Sure.
And when Amazon had come like they come with their global style. They come with the like multiple bundling products, packagings, focus, discounts, and all. So customer shift start happening in like toward the e-commerce. And then the situation comes like when in 2019, if you see, the total e-commerce market for the UAE was $115 million. Okay. And 2021, still we have a few months to cross. We already crossed $162 million.
Oh.
Okay,
That's a
why is
big
the
shift.
why is the reason of the shift? The shift reason is that there's like a couple of reasons. One thing is that there was like the only few players. Now all put together UAE right now, registered e-commerce companies are 328 companies in UAE.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and the other factor is that like the now people are like the to become more habitual for the online buying, because during the pandemic situation, UAE was having a like the around 3 to 4.5 month lockdown. So when the people are like the forced to buy online products, but now it becomes a habit. And here is a not a online is online. Here is a mixing of the online and offline.
Right.
So okay, so there's a platform called Now, the Insta Shops.
Yeah.
What they do, they supply the product from your favorite grocery stores. So before that, like you were going to grocery store 3 times, 4 times a week. Now you're going 1 time in a month. But you know like all the products are available, all the brands are available. So same product you can order on the Insta Shops and now and you can get the delivery within 30 minutes with a 3 dirham extra fees only. So
Right.
why the person will go and buy the products with the
From the
putting
store.
all from the stores where till today we are having some pandemic cases here.
Right.
And then and in this entire situation, everybody is in the win-win situation. I tell you how. UAE, when you're talking with any Indian brands, they are having the most difficulties of the listing fees. It's a very high
Right.
listing fees for any SKU.
Mm-hmm.
Where e-commerce it is not, so that the benefit could be passed on to the customer. Customer is getting a benefit because what the thing before, when he was going to store, he was buying a lot of impulsive products,
Mm-hmm.
1+1, 2+1, which is on online it is not. So
Right.
customer is coming with a fixed list of product which he want to buy, and so here he is also saving a lot of money in that terms of that. So in this entire situation, if you see, we are hoping by 2022, we will be easily cross $200 billion mark. Sorry, $200 million mark here in the UAE for the e-commerce.
Oh, that will be huge.
Yeah, and that is giving a lot of opportunities to the newcomers and the startup companies
Right.
who could introduce their product on the customer through the e-commerce platforms. And a lot of the e-commerce platforms are coming, and a lot more will come. And as we know, the e-commerce, the China is number one with the new technology and new concept. So those technology and those concepts are also coming here very, very quickly here now.
Right. If I talk about the health and wellness based foods in the UAE, what is the increasing trend in that segment?
So this is the segment where most of the you can say attractions are coming towards now. So when we talk in the UAE, we are talking in the 3 segment in the health and wellness product segment.
Okay.
There's a 3 products. One is a natural, one is organic, and one is a free from farm.
Free from
farm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So natural products are growing by 9.7%. Organic is one of highest. This is more than 17%. It is a growth rate for the organic products. So even the small groceries and all, they have a separate organic product segment where the organic pulses, organic flour, organic spices, each and everything organic is available. Because it's a customer mind is now converting toward more than.
Right.
Then we have a segment which is a free from farm. So it's a free from dairy, free from those kind of products. That's growing by more than 18%. These are the segments where the business is growing, and all the new entrants, new products, and everything is coming. Before, when you go to any supermarket, there was a very small section of the health and wellness products. Today, it is as big as conventional products are there that is available there. And it is not that very expensive. It is the difference between the regular conventional regular products and these health products. It's just the 10 to 15% higher than that. So customer is also moving toward those products now.
Right. One personal question for you. So, I mean, I have known you for quite some time now, and I see that you are also a fitness enthusiast. So, I mean, what does your day look like in terms of the fitness, and what advice would you like to give to the entrepreneurs who are now, let's say working more than 12 to 13 hours in a day, and what is the importance of fitness in an entrepreneur's life?
See, that's a like a you could run the show if you have a like a power to do that. So,
Sure.
and basically my like this complete exercise part or like the food part, that is controlled by my wife. I like the
Okay.
always I really thankful to her. So what I started that I'm like the used to start my day in morning 4:30 every day.
Okay.
Okay. So in the morning 4:30 when like I get up, like I have like the some special diets considering my like the health requirement. So I started with that, and then regularly we do two things is a regular. One is like either cycling or either walking,
Okay.
whatever like the fit to you. And the other thing is that like yoga.
Okay.
And so that is like the all put together. The complete session is a 45 minute in the like the morning, which keep you energetic the entire day. And whenever like I get a time in the during the office, I keep used to do anulom vilom in like for 15-20 minutes.
Oh,
That's like
wow.
what we that we do like that.
Yeah.
And it's a very important that we have to keep it as a daily routine. And
Mhm.
the other factor is the food. So if you're controlling your foods with your like the diet plans and all, it is easy to manage your daily life. And because like the we all like you and me, we are working on like the more than 18-20 hours, sometimes like the 20 hours we work. So it is all depend on like the that like the how on which intervals we are taking the foods,
Right.
and what are the like the contents we are taking in the foods. So that always like the make manage like the life in that way.
Sure. That would be really inspiring for the entrepreneurs and of course others as well, for leading a healthy lifestyle.
Thank
Great.
you.
So coming to my next question, what tips, Amitji, would you like to give to the companies to fine tune their assortment in terms of branding, pricing, and promotions to meet the specific needs of the customers?
It depend the world from market to market. And like the when today like the we are having a discussion on the UAE market, like the then I want to tell you here, a UAE is a like a market under I'm telling you a global showcase. Yet like the people have like the more purchasing power here and everything. But again, like the it depends like the what brand, what product category, what features you are thinking. So I'll just give you example. If you want to launch the rice here, okay. So the rice is the product which like available from here from 70 fils per kg, 70 grams per kg.
Okay.
Okay. So in that segment, you need to target and find like that which is your target segment. If you want to come as a niche, you want to come as a, like a mass product, and accordingly, all the factors have to be designed. And
Sure.
the pricing, value chain, everything have to be designed according to the market. So if you are planning for like the complete coverage of offline sales, then you have to cover the like the all the retail margin and everything on that. But in the branding point of view, I should say like the it, again like the customer centering. So some brands we had launched, so we are keeping the like the regional taste of India. So
Sure.
accordingly, we had launched the brand. And if you want to come as a global brand products, let's say you are coming with the, like the chips or you are coming with the biscuits, and then the branding had to do accordingly. And packaging is always like a we had already discussed that like the how the
Right.
packaging. But now today's market, because like the UAE we discussed like the having a, like the more focus toward the e-commerce. So I suggest and I request all the brands to more make your product more toward the e-packs or e-commerce centric packs, where customer could get more information on the while he's like working on the while he's like visiting your e-commerce portal or any e-commerce portal. Today,
Right.
Amazon have a specific standard for that. Moon have a
Right.
specific standard for that. In those standard, how we could do more toward that. So one thing I suggest like like the when we are putting on packs, we always fight a problem of the different language. How
Right.
we put how we put the different language on the packs. When like the suppose your product have to cook somebody, and you need to like the reach to like the Swedish guy, you need to reach the like the France, you need to reach. So there could be like the very easy solution. You put them on QR barcode and you put all your recipes to the, on that like the web page only.
That's a
And
brilliant
whatever the
idea.
yeah, and what you need to do like the you need to like the just put the local language which is as per the regulatory requirements of that the
Right.
market. So that accordingly you could plan on that. So that could be the easy solution for like the brands who are like the thinking like the solution in this like the situation.
True. True. I really like this idea. Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
One more personal question, or you can consider also this as a professional question. But if I talk about Amit Balecha and ITF, what if you were to quote your 2 long-term goals? What would those be?
The long-term goal is not ITF, not as a personal. The long-term goal is that to take the Indian foods, basically traditional Indian foods, on each and every kitchen of the globe. That is I always say that because see, in India, we have so many varieties, so many foods.
Right.
If person live 83 years of life, okay, from the day he born, from the day he die, he could take all 3 meals different without repeating in entire his life.
Absolutely.
So that much varieties and foods we have available. Why we could not take those foods to the global platters? And
Yes.
as an ITF, what we are working to take those traditional recipes in a most innovative way to the end consumer, so that he could enjoy that
Sure.
And ITF that in ITF we have our slogan that Pardesh Malai Desh. What we do we bring the traditional foods from your street vendor to your plates wherever you are in the globe. That's
Wow.
that's what we're working on that.
Great. Wish you all the best in this, and I'm sure you'll reach great heights.
Thank you, Dhawal. Thank you.
Coming down to my last question for the session, and this is a specific one for the packaging thing. So, how important is the labeling requirement in the UAE? And what are the most common aspects of the labeling that the brand cannot really miss on?
See, UAE in terms of labeling requirement is a little flexible. Yeah, it's not as stringent as we see in the US FDA or AQIS or the New Zealand Health and UK. So they give you to correct your errors. They give you a chance. But when you are entering the product, I request and I suggest all the brands who are planning to come in the UAE, they should get their product or their packaging approval from the Dubai municipality or Dubai Health Authority before entering any product in the market. There's a very simple process. Your importer and distributor have to log in with the Dubai municipality portals and put all the details on the packs on the portals, and they will provide necessary approvals.
Right.
But some things which is the not to be missed is your regulatory requirements have to be in the local language, that is Arabic. So a product names, manufacture date, expiry date, batch numbers, ingredients, product origin, and then if you are making any claims on your product, that should be complete. That should be compulsory in the Arabic on the packs.
Okay.
That's how you could make your time process slow to get that time process quick to make approvals from the Dubai municipality. But here it is not as stringent and that, but they give you opportunity. But if you are doing the completely mistakes, then they also reject the product completely as well.
Right.
So we have to manage that pre-approval process. That is always make your life easy when you are coming with the new products in UAE.
Sure. Great. This was really informative, and I'm sure all those brands who wish to enter the UAE market and of course other markets as well, this would be really helpful for them. Great.
Thank you.
So thank you so much once again for your time, and really appreciate it, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and look forward to stay connected.
Thank you, Dhawal. Thank you very much. It was really nice talking to you. And it is I feel always happy when I see the young, energetic peoples are coming in industry like you, and they are coming with the new concept, new brand, and also promoting the brand which is established in the market. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.